All right, well, welcome back to another episode of Chalk Talk. If you haven't been here, welcome. Today's episode, we are doing McDonald's.
McDonald's. I've got a lot of news
McDonald's.
from
hmm
McDonald's. I found a lot of news from McDonald's.
hmm
A lot of Florida man headlines too for McDonald's. I don't know why it's always going down at McDonald's, but I'll try to sift through and get to the hard hitters.
Oh yeah.
So just like, I'm trying to I'll do another timeline recap. We've got September 22nd, insider sell. McDonald's USA President Joseph Erlinger sells 448,000, no, 4,400,000 shares. Yeah, so it's 4,487. And
4,487 shares. Who?
Joseph Erlinger.
Okay.
Yeah, so McDonald's USA President Joseph Erlinger. And uh this move is part of a series of transactions made by the insider over the past year, which saw a total of 17,948 shares sold and no shares purchased. McDonald's Corp is a leading global franchise, sorry, I'm getting a lot of someone's ringing the doorbell. I'll cut that out. Global food service retailer with over 36,000 locations in more than 100 countries. So I guess that was a red flag. McDonald's struggling. Like, why are the insiders selling? Here's another one. McDonald's to raise royalty fees for new franchise restaurants in US and Canada.
I heard that by 1%.
Yeah, it said McDonald's is raising royalty fees for new franchise restaurants in the US and Canada for the first time in nearly 3 decades. And the fees are being hiked from 5% or hiked to 5% from 4% starting January 1st and will not
Yeah,
affect
1% hike.
that are looking to rebuild or renovate existing locations or transfer an outlet to another party, the letters showed. So, yeah. And then just more news on like the selling of the shares suggests hesitancy. And I mean, honestly, when I was looking at McDonald's charts, I'm not really surprised.
Mm.
McDonald's resists EU push to mandate reusable packaging. So
Mm.
I don't know how I feel about that anyway. EU debates plan to reduce single-use materials in restaurants. Um, yeah, so I don't know. Let's see. Another woman is suing McDonald's after being burned by hot coffee again. Let's see.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I guess try to suck the money out of McDonald's if you can. Let them eat burgers. Austrian Chancellor says low-income families should eat McDonald's. This was published on September 28th. Australian Chancellor Karl Nehammer, sorry if I chopped that up, has come under fire
hmm
after video footage emerged in which he says low-income parents should feed their children burgers from McDonald's. In the footage, Niehammer talks about poverty before complaining about how child hunger is dealt with in the press. So, what does it mean when a child doesn't get a hot meal in Australia? Do you know what the cheapest hot meal in Austria is? It's not healthy, but it's cheap. A hamburger at McDonald's, 1.40 euros if I buy fries with it, 3.50 euros. Now, someone is seriously claiming that we live in a country where parents can't afford this meal for their child. I thought that was interesting. So get over it, eat cake, let them eat cake type of mentality.
Yeah, I didn't see that article.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, well, as a public figure, you would confidently say that to the press?
In Austria?
Going madman. Man, yes, McDonald's
Uh,
franchise fee hike is a red flag for investors, blah, blah, blah. Stuff happening in Egypt, trying to automate the McDonald's delivery operations. Okay, so all I can think of is like drones. Um, let's see. Counterfeit fake $100 bill at McDonald's, blah, blah, blah. Customer littered the floor with $100 bills, blah, blah, blah. Oh, here we go. A devastating financial blow. California's so-called draconian fast food bill is now law. Why McDonald's franchise group says it will cost small business owners $250,000 a year. Governor Gavin Newsom smiled as he delivered the news amid a throng of cheering workers and labor leaders. The Democratic leader has just signed into law a bill to increase wages for fast food workers across the state. The new AB 1228 legislation, or the Fast Food Franchisor Responsibility Act, will give fast food employees in California the highest guaranteed base pay in the industry nationwide. So, pros and cons on both sides, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like something is always, I feel like California is trying to take the metal from Florida. That's what I feel like the news has been doing lately. Like, California's pulling that, like, Florida, hold my beer little play there. Also on the business landscape, McDonald's faces destruction of its business model under new labor rule. So McDonald's said revision to employment law being considered by the National Labor Relations Board, NLRB, could destroy the franchise model as it has operated on for decades. The independent federal agency is considering broadening the definition of what counts as a joint employer, making it easier to hold umbrella corporations responsible in labor disputes and negotiations with trade unions. So, I mean, McDonald's is kind of struggling right now on the market and, business-wise. I mean, they're one of the big players. At present, 95% of McDonald's restaurants in the U.S. are owned and operated by a local store owner who buys into the franchise in exchange for a share of their store's profits. While workers have abided by corporate policies such as on-food preparation, day-to-day running of the restaurant is largely left to local management. While the proposal would make it easier for labor unions to hold umbrella companies accountable for labor law violations such as union busting instead of individual franchisees, McDonald's said that it would undermine a system that has improved the lives of McDonald's franchisees, the employees who work in the restaurants, and the local communities they serve. So, trying to just make McDonald's as a whole responsible for labor laws instead of just leaving it up to the franchise owners. I've never owned that type of business, so I'm not sure if that's like how much of a deal that is. But I can imagine it's going to hurt, put fear in some people, especially the corporation overall. And they seem to be struggling a little bit financially.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I got two more. I'm almost done.
Oh, that's fine.
False advertising suit against McDonald's and Wendy's is dismissed. A federal judge in Brooklyn said he has not found that the fast food chain sold burgers that were smaller than the ones they featured in advertisements. Yeah. So you know how people are always like, the food doesn't look like the food.
Doesn't look like it is.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, but we all knew that. Like, ice cream is
advertisement.
Spray painted mashed potatoes and, so, but now I think we're just doing, it's called shrinkflation. My understanding it. Well, now our burgers look like how you get them. They're all small. Deal with it. Lose some weight. Like, I don't know.
Well.
And then this one I think you might find interesting. McDonald's rewards investors with 10% dividend hike. October 5th, McDonald's Corporation has announced a 10% increase in its quarterly cash dividend and a strategic move to reaffirm its commitment to shareholders. I mean, we're struggling, but buy our stock, please. After looking at their charts, I'm like, you need to do something. The company declared the company declared a dividend of $1.67 per share of common stock payable on December 15th, 2023 to shareholders of record as of December 1st, 2023. This 10% hike reflects McDonald's confidence in its accelerating the Arch's growth strategy, emphasizing long-term profitability for all stakeholders. So we're hurting right now, but you'll see that we're a good hold in the long run, which I don't doubt. With a rich history of returning capital, MCD has consecutively lifted its dividend for an impressive 47 years since initiating payouts in 1976. Following the hike, the company's new annualized dividend amounted to $6.68 per share, giving a yield of 2.6%. In 2022, it raised its dividend by 10%. McDonald's payout ratio is 55 with a 5-year dividend growth rate of 6.4%. So I mean, like, almost $7. But if we look at McDonald's actual price of the stock right now is 248. So I mean, like, if you got the money, it could be a good hold for it. It's being considered a good dividend hold. But honestly, I think you can hold a little longer and get it for cheaper.
Way cheaper.
Yeah, you can get that dividend for a cheaper swap out. So I'm a hold. Don't buy the dip, and it's dipping and it's still dipping. I mean, I looked at the chart. It says I'm on Yahoo Finance, September 1st. Let's see, 2022 is at 230, and right now it's at 248. So I mean, it's been a year essentially. So that's the lowest it's been in the last year ish. But I mean, it doesn't have an overall good track run, right? It doesn't look too good right now, in my personal opinion, but for dividend holds, I mean, I think I would get in at around that price. Around 230 is a good price to start buying dividend.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe not financial advice, but I might buy a couple if I was invested in for dividends. I might buy a couple if I could. I don't know how much more it could dip from there. Those were lows for that time.
Well, the 52-week low is
the only other time it was lower than that for real was what,
228
pre-April,
COVID.
maybe. Oh, COVID. Yeah, so
yeah, I think you could buy McDonald's for like 160, 70.
160, 70. Oh, what, you think you should wait for even lower?
Oh, I mean, overall, yeah, definitely.
165. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they'll get. I think the market's going down, but I don't know if it will go like pandemic levels low.
Another 25%, maybe 20.
Yeah, I don't know. So that's McDonald's news. I just keep looking at this chart and I'm just like,
yeah, I'm pretty bearish.
I'm not bullish. I'm not bearish either, but I think that it has a potential to bounce back, in the long term. But I think I would buy at like 230 or under personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a really big downtrend. Like literally when I first started like doing research for this episode, it was trading between 259 and 262. And literally 4 trading days later, it's now at 245 to 250. So it's dropped off about what, $17 in like 5 trading days. And actually, here I have an article talking about just that. It said here, it's from Market Watch. It says the stock has shed 5.6% just this week, making it the worst weekly performer among Dow Jones Industrial Average. It is also headed for its sixth straight weekly decline, which would be the longest weekly losing streak since the 6-week stretch that ended November 8th, 2019, so right before COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stock was trading for at a high of $286 a share on September 15th. At the time of this recording, it's currently October 8th. So the stock's down $41 in the matter of 3 weeks.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's on a really big downtrend. I mean, I've always kind of been interested in McDonald's as a company because they were at one point, I'm pretty sure they still are, the largest retail I mean, not largest retail, the largest real estate company in the world because they own all of their locations and then they just sell the brand, the franchise. So it's been like really, I guess from an investing standpoint, it always looks good. But right now, the stock itself, I say it's really overvalued right now. And the stock itself is in a really big downtrend. I mean, it could bounce from $230 because that's where it looks like it has some support. So I mean, I guess if someone was to buy it at 230, they could probably get like a good maybe swing out of it. But I personally probably wouldn't touch McDonald's until sub 200 to
Oh,
be safe and to like actually get a good return out of it because McDonald's they really don't have killer numbers right now. I mean,
I mean, I could see sub 200. Conservatively, I would say sub
yeah.
250, but it definitely
I
could happen.
mean, yeah, they have the last 3 quarters, they have a positive net income.
Mm.
Uh, their total revenue is decent, not that great. Last quarter was plus 13.62%. Like I said, their net income, they're up pretty good on their net income. Their debt to their debt, they have a pretty good amount of debt. Their debt to assets super high. It's 109%. Um, their balance sheet is very eh. I think that's what's holding this company back is their balance sheet's not that great. Their assets to liabilities and then their debt to assets are not the greatest. Um, they have a negative cash flow the last 2 quarters, negative investing cash flow. Their operating cash flow was really, really nice, actually. It was 100 plus 170% in the last quarter. But their financing cash flow was down 350.53%. Um, yeah. I mean, I guess the two positive things I'd look at in this stock is like you mentioned earlier, is they do pay a dividend,
Yeah,
but
they
like
mm,
based off these numbers, you're probably not going to get a positive return based off of these current prices. In my opinion, it's overvalued right now heavily.
yeah. I mean, you
Uh,
can lose money in the stock, but you would still gain the dividend. I mean, they
yeah,
could drop their dividend at any point, but they have a good track record of
I
not.
think it's like 47 years they've
Yeah.
kept
So
slash raised their dividend.
I would call them like I don't even know if that's like a phrase, like a dividend blue chip stock.
They are.
Um,
And they do buy shares back. Um, but like I said, in my opinion, it's their debt to me is just at this moment it's a
yeah,
little too high. Um, and I probably personally not financially blessed, but I wouldn't consider McDonald's a buy until at least $190 in my opinion, and then I would take a look at it. Um, Probably overall, in my opinion, the market's going to continue dipping. McDonald's stock itself is going to continue dipping, so you might maybe see a potential buy in the near future.
yeah.
Overall, in the company, personally, I'm bullish. It's McDonald's. I mean, they have staying power. They have brand. They've been around since. I mean, the company's been around since 1940.
I mean,
They have a lot of assets, but they have a lot of debt, and I mean, they're making income, but it's
yeah, maybe like as a swing stock. Like if you trust that it could like make little pops, you know,
yeah, in a decent market.
if you just want
It's
the dividend,
definitely
definitely a good one to hold. Also, I wanted
yeah,
something you were talking about hit bottom or something like that earlier. I don't know, but I saw an article that was saying that they thought someone says that they think that the NYSE will hit
hit
bottom in
bottom
October. I'm like, in October?
in October.
I mean, we are in October. I don't think it's gonna hit bottom this month. I don't think we're seeing bottom yet.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, we only,
I mean, I'm just superficially reading this chart. I haven't really read charts in depth, or at least McDonald's in depth in a few days. But I'm like, they're just breaking their supports. Like they broke their support at 260. They broke their support at two,
yeah, if they
like
break our 230 support, it's probably gonna dip to like 215, maybe 210.
I think its next support would be something like, yeah, 230. 230 is the support. I think it would. That's why I say that. Like 230, they're gonna break. I think they will break that
Break
230.
support, and then it's gonna go to like maybe 215,
250,
210.
yeah, 215, and then I'd be really surprised if it goes to like 190. I
Yeah.
think around the 190 range is where it's like that is the buy-in signal. I don't really see it going deeper than that. If it does, like anything anything under 165, anything
If
under
oh God, in a market crash, if I could buy McDonald's at like $140
140, I don't know.
in a market crash.
Market crash, yeah. But if it
Market crash, McDonald's goes down to like $100 billion market cap and hits like $135. Oh God, I'd buy it up.
if McDonald's hits like 175, which I doubt it will, and if it does, I stand corrected. But that's a buy. I think McDonald's is an ultimate buy at like 170.
Yeah. I mean, one really negative world event is going to drag that stock down 35%.
One negative. They're everywhere.
One very, very negative world event like Russia or China declares war on the United States or something, and some crazy thing happens, or a market crash, that stock's dropping. I mean, like most stocks will drop, all stocks will drop. It's a market crash. But yeah, that's one stock I would like to buy, and then I would just hold it.
I cannot dispute that. I feel like most
But
stocks.
that's like one stock. But right now, I'm not like excited about McDonald's stock.
Yeah,
I'm pretty bearish.
I'm bearish. Unless you just want to invest for dividends, then wait and invest. But overall, the
Yeah.
overall health of the stock right now
I,
is
I wouldn't even like, I would like, it would get my attention at around like maybe 220, and I'd really start like, okay, because if it breaks under that last 230, which I think it's going to, it's going to hit probably 215. And then depending on what's going on in the market slash the world slash jobs report, inflation, you got to pay attention to all those little things.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, love McDonald's. I mean, it's not the food, just the company. But right now, I don't really love McDonald's
Wait,
stock.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a little sleepy, but what you said? You said not the company, just the company.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the company. Like, I like the company. I don't like the beginnings of the company because it was kind of like, if you watch like the movie, actually, the movie's really good. Um,
Okay, what's the movie?
I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's about the McDonald's beginnings story. Could look it up. We could probably put it in the screen after for people, or probably a lot of people know what I'm referring to. But anyways, it's the about McDonald's, how it started and everything, and how these two brothers created this system to make cheap, tasty hamburgers and like a very, very fast, efficient way, like very fast, like like how they like place the food, everything like
Oh,
conveyor belts, like, and then how like the idea was like stolen, and then eventually it was like taken from the brothers, and like they wanted like 1.5% of like future stock options, and like they were even denied that. And like even if they had that, like I don't know, it was a very small percentage. And that even if they had that, they would have been like billionaires. But they were like screwed even out of that. But because with the guy who stole McDonald's basically did was he bought all the properties of where McDonald's was and ended up like, yeah,
okay.
it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's the movie.
I think revolutionize what they did in the industry, right?
Huh?
Were they listed as revolutionizing the fast food industry?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Mm.
They were like the beginning of 1940. I mean, there are other companies that have been around just as long and if not longer for like fast. I think for fast food. I mean, maybe 1940. I mean, they were founded in 1940. So, oh, God, I don't know.
Yeah. When I think McDonald's, I think McDowell's
Yeah, like Burger King was what, the 50s, I think.
coming to America.
Early 60s, I think. Burger King was early 60s, maybe. But yeah, and they started in Florida. Um, but anywho, yeah. Oh, ironically, yeah, then the CEO, he's from Boston.
Boston.
McDonald's CEO. I don't know. I mean, overall, right now, I'm pretty bearish with McDonald's stock, but I don't know. McDonald's is going to have to do something eventually soon. They're going to have to grow and expand. They can't just,
What would they
I
do?
mean, they've been doing it. They've been doing it for
What would they
83 years now.
They just do stuff like, oh,
No,
uh,
they need to pay off some of their debt,
huh?
and then they need to. I don't know. In my opinion, they should do something else on the side. I don't know.
They're like
I don't know what it could be.
they always do that thing where they introduce food or bring back food or the Monopoly game.
Hmm.
Saw something about that. Um, they're trying to they did some sort of partnership. I don't remember where. I have it here somewhere. I don't know. They just try to do small stuff like that, like little cartoon partnerships or in certain countries and stuff like that. But I don't know what else they would do
Hmm.
enough
Yeah.
to make some money, unless they just, they take partial ownership in a mining company.
Yeah. I mean, they have, yeah, right, like AMC. I mean, like they have really pretty good net margin. They're 30, it's a net margin of 35.56% as we speak.
Yeah,
But horrible, horrible debt to asset, horrible, very balance sheet.
yeah. I don't think there's much left to say about it, honestly.
Hey, I don't know. I guess if you're interested in McDonald's, not financial advice, but I wouldn't touch it until at least low twos. If you want like a really good return from it, other than that, I would never even think about it until at least 185, personally, 180.
That's low. I think that's a very
Yeah.
ambitious number.
I I think there's a lot of other great stocks. I don't want to trash on McDonald's stock. I don't know. It's just been that one attractive stock. It's like Coke stock. It's like you want to own it. It's Coke.
No, but
Like,
it's steady.
I really think Coke is a little bit of a better investment than McDonald's is. We could do it. We need to do a Coke video. But I don't know. I like my blue chip stocks. But I don't know. Some of them are buy, some of them are not. And McDonald's is not a buy. But
McDonald's is a
for
monitor
me,
until a good price if you like to invest in dividend stocks. Other than that, it's not growing anytime soon. It's not growing anytime.
yeah.
They know it. We know it. Now everybody else knows it. Not financial advice, but hey, my personal opinion. Your opinion
Well,
soon by now. But
thanks for watching another episode of Chalk Talk.
thanks for tuning in.
I got my mug in the room. Uh, but yes, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. McDonald's, not a buy for me. Bearish in the short, bearish in the medium. Bullish in the very long, long, long term, probably.
Yeah.
Not going anywhere, but their stock is not a buy for me.
Yeah.
Uh, thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you don't, that's fine. Okay. Do take care. Stay safe. Have a
What?
good morning, a good afternoon, a great night. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Anywho,
Anyhow, dairy free chocolate
yeah.
with coconut palm sugar.
Don't record this. All right, it starts now. Okay, cool.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, no love for McDonald's.
I just don't want to waste any more time.
The mic will come out for Apple. All right,
Mhm.
the mic will come out for. It's like this, like a Pokemon. Apple, I choose you. Anywho.